October 30th, 2019. Taking a Halloween break from everyday living, I thought it was once again time to return to the island of Powderpia. As usual, I was brought up to date with the island's ridiculous antics. Orca had quite the story to tell.
A brazen public toilet takeover caused havoc in town recently.
Takeover of toilets?
The incident happened around noon when Pinky was made fun of for letting out a body bird.
Uh-oh.
He was so embarrassed that he barricaded himself in the nearest public toilets. Within a short time, the onlookers became the victims of their own jokes as they too needed to use the toilet.
Wow.
It took a leg-crossingly long time, but Pinky's friend finally persuaded him to let everyone in.
I'm surprised no one else has a
Some
toilet.
islanders their opinions.
Asked Martha.
Well, that's alright, isn't it?
I pondered confusingly. I found this a very bizarre story. Shouldn't everyone have their own toilet? I had a stroll through the park where I found some of the islanders having a barbecue. Attending this was Peggy Quinn, Martha, Dudley, and Psyduck.
The secret to cooking veggies over a fire is to soak them in water first,
said Psyduck. It seemed to make sense, if it weren't for the fact that they were all grilling meat. The island's arcade recently made a new game available to the public. It was called Tomodachi Quest, and it was an adventure game starring me, Orca, Goldie, and Pink. Just like the rest of the island, it was just as random. As I played through the game, we ran into the villainous Cornish pasty, which we were able to defeat. We eventually made it to the final boss, where we were greeted by the Cuckoo Clock King. We put up a really tough fight, but it was ultimately too much, and we lost the game. After getting over losing the game, I took a stroll around the island. I found Goldie sleeping in a cafe, Dudley sleeping on the beach, and Pink in his apartment. He had just come up with a new catchphrase. He said glumly. I then saw Goldie returning to her home, snickering to herself. I don't know about you, but I think there's something very fishy going on with her. I visited Snake next. She had just woken up by the time I arrived. She asked me to look into her head, where I saw her thinking about a vinyl record. She said that she was thinking deeply about music, which hit hard, because she had no ears. She and Shark even told me that sometimes they feel like they're easily misunderstood. The silence was broken suddenly when another ship arrived at the island, bringing in another 3 new residents. In the spirit of Halloween, it appeared to be a group of spooky characters. First off, there was Boris the Wolf, a classic cartoon character who came here to retire.
Oh, Boris, I always like to have a smile on my face.
He said down to me. Next, there was a Boo, a recognizable ghost from the Mushroom Kingdom.
My name's Boo and I care about putting plans into action.
He cackled.
And those include kidnapping Mario and Luigi.
I joked with him. Finally, there was a large male lion named Leo Knightley.
You can call me Lion. I work best when I have a lot to do.
He purred. The old residents parted to let them pass, a little nervous of their new neighbors. Back in the park, Psyduck made friends with Boris, and the pair of them were using a camera to take photos.
You have a look that is really rare. Would you mind if I take your photo?
He would ask as they went up to residents and took striking photos. I offered Psyduck some bread for a job well done, which he seemed to enjoy a lot. Before I left the park, I was greeted by a very special surprise in the trees. A bird. A falcon. But definitely not the falcon I know from the bootleg Avengers. She appeared to be female, which was also a surpriser. I was planning on asking her to join in my adventures, but from what I could see she was going to have eggs to protect, so I let her be, to make her nest. Something tells me that the falcons will rise again someday. To end the day off, Orca decided to perform a new song she had written. I was happy to hear this new melody, called A Welcoming Wail.
A welcoming wail.
Woe is me, this empty sea. Except silent souls, I cry when I shall fill this with sound. Even if no one sings back, I will sing it proud.
Brilliant. Well done.
It was a refreshing change to leave the island to a pretty song from nature itself. Orca waved goodbye with her tail before sinking into the deep. I sailed back home, humming her song all the way. To be continued.